So how much does your family spend on groceries? Did you know that the U.S. Department of Agriculture actually publishes each month the average cost of groceries in America? For a family of 4, the moderate cost plan, according to the USDA, is around $305 a week. I feel like that is normally what I spend, anywhere between $300 and $325 per week. But they report that a low cost plan for a family of 4 is around $245, while a liberal plan is closer to $372. And what I also think is super interesting is that they actually publish what they call a thrifty plan. And this is actually what most food benefits are based off of in the United States. And for this, they reference for a family of 4, the thrifty plan is $225 per week. So as you can see, there's kind of a wide range there, but as we all know, food prices have been going up exponentially. So in today's video, I just want to talk to you a little bit about some ways you can save some money at the grocery store without clipping any coupons.
Hold on, I got a coupon for that. It was in the paper this morning.
So overall, grocery prices have actually gone up about 9.5% since this time last year, which I feel is significant. We've seen the most increases in cereals and bakery products, and actually the least amount of inflation in fruits and vegetables and meat, poultry, and eggs. Here's a fun fact for you. When my kids were toddlers, I actually used to be one of those couponing people who I would be at the store on Sunday morning clipping my coupons and combining them with all of my grocery rebate apps and basically getting stuff for free at Walgreens and Walmart and anywhere I could find the deals. But these days, I don't really have time for that. My kids are older, I have a super busy job, I have a YouTube channel, and so I need things that don't require a ton of effort. The first tip I have is to shop your pantry. Now, not just your pantry, this also includes your refrigerator and freezer as well. See what you have in your house that you can make meals with for the upcoming week. In fact, I just did this last weekend where I went in my garage and cleaned out my deep freeze, and I was able to take almost $40 worth of products out of my Walmart delivery cart before I placed my order. So I really felt like it saved me a significant amount of money. If you feel like you're not that creative with recipes and you don't know what to make with what you have in your house, just use the internet. Go on Pinterest and search beef recipes, chicken recipes, recipes with pinto beans, and you will find a ton of inspiration for things that you can make that are going to save you a ton of money. The second tip is to make a list. We have all gone into the grocery store without a list and bought a cart full of things that we definitely didn't need. And so I just feel like this really helps keep me on track when I'm in the store and helps avoid a lot of those impulse purchases. In addition, I love to do online grocery shopping, either with like Walmart grocery pickup, or I also really love Walmart Plus delivery. If they have it in your area, I highly, highly recommend it. There is a charge for it. I'll link my code down below. There's a $20 off code, I believe. But honestly, the amount of time that it saves me, even with the subscription fee that I pay every year, is 100% worth it. When I go to the grocery store, I can honestly spend 2 hours there, and then once I get it all home, put everything away, it's like half my day is wasted. So not only am I saving money by avoiding impulse purchases, it's also saving me a ton of time. Do you meal plan? This doesn't have to be anything fancy. I do like my carry-out meal planners. I just find that it really helps keep me on track. But I try to do this every single week, and it really helps me spend less at the grocery store because I'm not just kind of buying things and making them all willy-nilly. I can obviously do my pantry inventory, my freezer inventory, make my meals and my grocery list based off of that. If you struggle with meal planning and you want some help with that, I do have an online course all about meal planning. It's called Meal Planning Freedom. So I will link that in the description box below. For viewers of this video, I'm giving you a $15 off coupon code. So make sure you check out that link. Join us over in the classroom. You will learn all about the practical ways to meal plan so that you can save money at the store and avoid that dreaded "Mom, what's for dinner?" question. Another thing to think about is where you buy your groceries. Obviously, prices are going to vary from store to store. Today, I am at Hy-Vee, and when I come here for a specific reason. And normally that's because I need specific ingredients that only Hy-Vee has, or it's because I want to get in and out quickly. Think about it this way. The more amenities your grocery store has, the more expensive it's going to be. For example, here at Hy-Vee, they load your cart for you. In fact, they will even let you drive up and load it into your trunk. They also have a Starbucks here. They have a floral shop. All kinds of different amenities like stores such as Walmart and Aldi don't have. Obviously at Aldi, you have to bring your own carts back and forth to the store. You have to bag your own groceries. And so the more amenities there are in a store, obviously those costs are passed on to the consumer, which is you. So if you want to save money on groceries, Aldi is probably your best bet. I would say Walmart is probably the next best. I actually did a cost comparison between Aldi and Walmart, so I'll link that video down below. It's about 10 months old, but spoiler alert, Aldi won. I'll have to do a different one or an updated one soon to see if Aldi is still the winner in price. The next tip that I have is using grocery rebate apps. So my absolute favorite ones are IBOTTA and Fetch. If you are not on my teams, please join me. I'll link both of those apps down below. I literally have earned thousands of dollars on IBOTTA. I'm not even exaggerating. Fetch, I feel like, is a little bit harder to get a lot of money on, but you can bank up your points on basically anything you buy at the store. So any receipt that you have, you can go ahead and scan that. With IBOTTA, you do need to purchase specific items. I feel like that's something just to keep in mind, whether you're using your grocery store's app and the coupons on there or with IBOTTA. Don't buy things that you don't need. Mostly I just try to buy things that I would already normally be buying, and then I can get a couple dollars back on that. For both of those apps, you have to get to a certain amount of earnings before you can cash them out. Sometimes I cash mine out for Walmart gift cards and then I just use it to buy more groceries, or you could even treat yourself to a Starbucks or an Amazon gift card. The next tip is to buy in bulk. So sometimes, well, most of the time, this can be more cost effective, but you definitely need to compare prices. For something like bottled water, you can often get a case of that cheaper than you can just buy a 6-pack, but you really need to check the unit price, and what that means is either the price per serving or the price per unit depending on what you're buying. Sometimes fall into the trap of going to like Sam's and Costco and thinking that everything is cheaper there. But the great thing is that now we all have computers in our pockets in the form of our cell phone. And so it's super easy to just check prices at competing stores just to make sure that you're getting the best possible price. And obviously don't buy things in bulk that you're not going to use. Like, it's useless to buy a huge bag of broccoli in bulk if you're not going to eat it all and it goes to waste. Then you're just like, you know, flushing your money down the proverbial toilet. I love to make my meal plan based off of the store ads and what's on sale. I find that this gives me meal inspiration, and it also just really helps me plan around like the different proteins that are on sale. Often like meats and vegetables, fresh vegetables are probably going to be your biggest expenses along with dairy. And so if you see that a certain cut of meat is on sale, go ahead and plan your meals around that, and that will save you a significant amount of money as well. Kind of in the same vein, like we were talking about comparing prices, I really want to caution you about going to multiple stores to save money. If you have unlimited time on your hands, this can be something that some people do, go to like 2 or more grocery stores, but you also have to take into account the cost of transportation and the time that that is taking you. I feel like we can always make more money, but we can't always get our time back. In fact, we can never get our time back that we spent. And so, you know, balance that with the amount of money you're spending. Is it worth it to drive to 3 different grocery stores to save $2 on your grocery bill that week? Probably not. But if you can save, you know, a significant amount of money, then it might be worth your time. The next tip I have is to plan either plant-based protein like beans or veggie heavy meals. What I try to do is just choose a couple of meals every week that I can do this with, either by using a cheaper or a smaller amount of animal protein or just using beans. Beans are way cheaper than animal protein, obviously, and I personally love beans. Like, this bag of pinto beans is very inexpensive. You can cook them in your Instant Pot and use it for burritos and chili and different things like that. So it's a great way to bulk up your meals without using all animal protein, which is most likely going to cost you more money. Another thing I want to talk about is food waste. So use your freezer strategically, meaning that if you do end up buying something in bulk, like veggies or protein or something like that that can be frozen, make sure that you freeze that before it goes bad. That's going to save you money down the road by not having to buy that particular item again. A lot of things can be frozen, and if you don't know whether you can freeze it or not, just look it up on Google. There is an answer somewhere. Especially I do this with fruit a lot. So like with berries, if I cut those up and wash them for my kids and they don't end up eating them, I'll throw them in a bag and put them in the freezer. That way they don't go to waste and I can throw them into smoothies later. You can even freeze things like lunch meat. Sometimes if I have extra ham left over, I'll dice that up, put it in the freezer, and then I can use it later in an omelet. Just get creative about how you can use your freezer to maximize your grocery budget and minimize food waste. One thing I really take advantage of at the grocery store is using generic products versus brand name. For example, the generic brand of tomato sauce is 88 cents, while the brand of Hunt's is $1.48. You're basically getting the same product for 60 cents less per can. For generic items, you definitely have to take a look at sales though, because for example, the brand name of saltines right now is on sale for $3 and the store brand is $2.99. So that means they're about the same price. Sometimes for certain products, I feel like we're just really drawn to brand names. For me, one of those is mac and cheese. And I think a lot of it's just marketing. So for example, the store brand shells and cheese is $1 less than the name brand. Why not try the store brand? Okay, I want to talk about pre-packaged food versus making it yourself at home. I feel like the conventional wisdom and the advice we have always gotten is make everything at home. It costs less money, then it's not as processed and you don't have as many ingredients in there. Well, a lot of us don't have the time luxury to be able to do that. And I was actually watching TikTok the other day, and this lady demonstrated how it was actually more expensive to make chocolate chip cookies at home and buy all of the ingredients than to buy a package of them at the store. And I just thought that was really interesting. So I just kind of wanted to put a pin in that for you. Obviously things like hummus, for example, you can probably make hummus cheaper at home than you can buy it in the store. It's probably going to run you like $5 or $6 a tub at the store, versus if you just buy a can of chickpeas, you know, use the tahini that you have in your refrigerator, it's going to be cheaper. Things like bread, you know, that might be cheaper to make at home. However, it's like, who has time to make fresh baked bread several times a week? Certainly not me. So definitely just think about that before you just assume that it's cheaper to make it at home. Definitely check the prices out on that, because you might actually save money by buying it prepared at the grocery store. I want to know, do you have any tips that you use yourself on a frequent basis to save money at the grocery store? Let me know down in the comments below. I always love reading your guys' comments and I appreciate it. Once again, anything I mentioned in this video, including my meal planning course, will be linked in the description box below. If you've never checked out the description box, definitely check that out. I sort of feel like it's a little blog post on its own. I have tons of good information down there. So if you've never checked that out, make sure you do. Thank you again for staying with me today. And if you want to see how I actually made some extreme budget meals, I'll have a video on the screen right here that you can click on. So join me over there.